have to run another one. Yeah.
Okay.
We'll have to run another one because, like, I told you guys, like, wait, but you know, you didn't. So, like, drive chain. Well, drive chain has particular specifics, like that need to be implemented. By the way.
Yeah, most of all, it's a work chain.
Well, drive chain can be like, you can replace some of the parts of the proofs to ZKPs. Like, there is no problem if you can do it efficiently and to preserve the speed of the, you know, drive chain as it's supposed to work very fast, as everything in FreeTON should. You know, be my guest. If you have a proof that you can do in like seconds for the, you know, for the,
it will be ice chain. Come on.
Whatever. Pash, I'm just saying that it's open for, like, if you have, like, ZKP research is like very active, right? So there are new constructs. I don't know. I'm not even keeping track. Like, every 3 months there's some new construct. So maybe someone can, you know, create a construction which will create proofs like in very fast time. You know, why not? So you definitely can, like, propose an implementation which will be based on ZKP. So why not again? But nevertheless, it's just a part of the solution, and the other parts need to be implemented. Like, it's not enough to prove that you store something. You need also to prove other things, which are even not equally important. They are even more important, because in the end, you don't even need to prove that you store something as long as you prove that you you know, provided it to someone. If you can prove that you provided a file to someone, you don't need a proof that you stored it because it's already proved, right?
Yeah. Though some, I don't know how to call them.
Sorry,
they might...
sorry, no, sorry, but that you can provide the wrong file. You can provide something which is not correct.
I said if you provided the file, I didn't say any file. I didn't say wrong file. I said if you have proof that you provided the file to someone, and then you don't need to prove that you have stored this file, right? Logically. Just an example of like that. I'm not saying that you don't need at all ever to prove that you stored the file. What I said is that there are other parts that need to be proved equally or even more importantly.
Ну, я вот пытаюсь, вот я уже транзакцию продлил, заплатил.
Паш, замьють.
Ой, sorry.
Давайте, Маша, поехали маленько.
So should we start our meeting from agenda? Hello. Does anybody hear?
Yeah.
Okay, so let me start. So today is 19th August. It's 43 developer experience weekly subgovernance weekly Zoom call, and today we have 3 topics to discuss. In agenda, they was added in the last minute, so I think we could add something more at the end. First topic is a syntax highlighters contest proposal. Second topic from Noam, common interface to web extensions. Third topic, notification contest, queue provider, notification provider discussion. So first topic, syntax highlighters. As I can see, we have 7 signatures from 8, so we are missing one signature to start this contest. Does anybody has anything to add to this? Please raise your hands. Noam?
Всем привет, прошу прощения за опоздание. Чего так тихо?
Hi, Sergey. Noam, he left. He doesn't hear. So we are discussing first topic. It is the syntax highlighters contest proposal. It was some discussion in the chat, but as I can see, nothing like grid stoppers. It was discussion that we should increase the time for the contest, and I think it could be done, but not by increasing the time of this particular contest, but adding or creating another contest with a higher requirements and like make a series of the contest. This was the first comment, and another comment was that we have some like conflicting requirements. We want everything to be fast and stable, but yeah, it's common compromise. I think it's not a stopper as well. And also we have a comment that maybe we should remove forbidden MVP requirements, but also I don't think that this is a very critical, because MVP means something unfinished, and if a jury member will see something unfinished, they will decrease their marks, and the more finished product we will have, the more higher marks they will have. So we are waiting for last signature of this contest. If you will get it today, we'll start. Yes.
I have a question. Why syntax highlighting only for Visual Studio? Why not for IntelliJ products?
Okay, yeah, I can answer this question because I was one of part of the discussion. Actually, I like ID, Intelligence ID products from JetBrains, and I love it. And I want to have extensions for them as well. But we decided to start from Visual Studio Code as it more like used by developers, by beginners, and it's more simple to write extension for this. Like so we decided to make some small step, study the environment, study is it a very complex task to write this kind of extension with a highlight, and do we need some more or less simple procedure, or we need some tree analyzing algorithms. And because of this, we decided to check all of these points for Visual Studio Code extension. And then after we will get this, we will see results, and then we will have more contest. Maybe it will be one contest like SDK binding for all different IDEs, but we will be able to make description and requirement more specific. Did I answer your question, Alexander?
Yes.
Wait, I have a proposal. Maybe we should collect opinions and wishes of the developers, and then start contests based on the preferences. and just counting the numbers, for example.
Very good idea.
Okay. I can put up a smart contract which would record, which would allow the developers to store the opinions in the text files, for example, and store it. And it will be visible to anyone. For example, would this work?
So what kind of opinions?
Just I want to have syntax highlighting for IntelliJ IDEA, and maybe that's all. Or more text. I don't know. Whatever information we lack, we always lack the information at the moment we want to take decision. And if we collect it as we go, we would have a benefit of making a weighted decision whenever we address subject. Sorry, it sounds very obvious, but it's a thing we always step on.
Yeah, it's a good idea. It's not very obvious, and even if it is obvious, we should say this loudly to everybody understand and take in mind this. But also we can collect developers' ideas or developers' opinions, like by extension producers. I mean, it's difficult. I think it's difficult for developers to, without working with any particular extension, to create some ideas, some improvement. What does he need? Maybe if somebody works with some existing extension already, he could make right ideas to improve it, some proposals, and so on. So I think we could.
Interject? I think
please.
why do you actually define this in the contest? Just make a contest with whatever extension to whatever they want, and that's it. Whatever the contest participants want the highlights for, and that's it. Why do you need to say which one is like?
What do you mean? Which IDE you to use, or which requirements for extension?
Which IDE?
Which IDE?
Yeah.
As I said, we decided to make a small test for Visual Studio Code, and the next contest that will go after the first one will be for all IDs.
Do we need to discuss that long subject? Is that really kind of...
No, I don't think so. I'm just answering questions.
I think it's wrong. Need contest for all idea.
Yeah, actually, that was the idea from the beginning. I don't quite understand the problem you are now discussing here. We wanted to make a contest for all types of popular IDEs, and of course, Visual Studio Code and IntelliJ IDEA are the most popular now. Like, why do you need any opinions, like to ask someone for that? It's a known fact. I don't understand actually.
The problem now is that that contest is already on voting. So why people didn't comment before? That's the problem.
Where is this contest? I didn't see it.
Yeah, Katerina, please vote.
Where? Give me the link.
Okay, I mean, everyone notifications come into DevEx SubGov group. So if you read messages there, you should see it. I mean, it's impossible to notify people directly, everyone. So you just need to read. If you are a member of active member of SubGov, then you just read messages in group.
Yeah, Ekaterina, I will send you a link. So I don't see any problems here with this contest. So let's continue to the second topic of our agenda. Second topic is Noam proposed to discuss common interface to web extensions. Noam, could you give us a couple of preliminary words about this? He's not here. Does anybody has anything to say about this? Silence. So probably we need some common interface to web extension, and probably we could make a contest for this. I don't know how it could look, but let's prepare this topic till the next meeting and then discuss it when it will be more ready to discuss. So if everybody doesn't mind, let's go on. Third topic is a notification contest, contest C. Last time we were discussing notification providers for Apple, using Apple a good API, like push notification providers. And then after the discussion, we with a closed circle of people keep discussing this contest, and we proposed to start from email notification provider, as it's more simple, does not require any approval from big companies, and email was some years ago most of the used provider. It was sending more email messages than anything else. Right now something changed, but still email is very useful, and it's difficult to think about any people without email mailbox. So we could start from email notification providers and create a contest for this. What do you think, guys?
It's funny, I thought about this as well a couple of years ago. Email is vital, it's like blood, and now I totally forgot what it is. I haven't checked my email for a few months already. So yeah, it's just a habit and it goes out pretty quickly, just as I know.
Okay, so we have opinion that email is like
not yet, but it's just a habit which gets forgotten quickly. Now it's really active, and I agree that it's very popular means of communication.
It's very popular, and I think many developers have experience to using email API, sending email, because every website, every application, some feedback collecting email, it's used everywhere.
Yeah, I don't think now there's a question about whether email used or not. It's a question, let's write that service and see how it works, because then that code can be used for other services as well. The question is just to start. The easiest which can be written right now.
Exactly. And to start this contest, we need contest description, and we need queue provider description, because like we came to the architecture, common architecture, correct me if I'm wrong, that we will have several queue providers, independent, and several notification providers. So some events happens on chain will be monitored by several queue providers, and it will be several queues, and notification providers will take events from these queues by some criteria and make a real notification for user or user device. It's like architecture what I have right now in my mind. If you have something else, please tell us about this, Mitya.
So the question was?
I just described architecture that we came to. So it's planned to have several queue providers from independent companies, several of them, and several notification providers. They will take messages from queue and send to the real users' devices. So the question is it correct architecture? Do you have the same in your mind?
I don't think we need to impose such an architecture. I think we need to have a contest for the architecture and implementation of the providers. There could be different ways to do that, and we can run it as a contest, or we do have a provider. We can just open it without a contest. It's up to you guys to decide if you want to run this contest or not. and then we need to have, but in my opinion, like my strong opinion, that the provider should be separated from the notification service. Like the event provider in blockchain should be completely separated from the notification service.
Mm-hmm. So let's define the terminology here. So we have some on-chain events. We have event provider. I think it's the same like queue provider. It's the same like providers that you have now.
Mm-hmm.
And then it should be several of them as well. And then it will be notification service or notification provider. So we have a queue provider, notification providers, two different kind of providers. So queue provider and notification service, correct?
Yeah, but now we can start from notification providers because we already have the queue to use.
Oh, okay, great. So you sent me description 5 minutes after we started this meeting. I didn't check it yet, obviously.
Obviously.
And could you explain us in 2 words?
In 2 words, yes, I think I can do it. So in 2 words, basically, contest participant should first give us his credentials. We will register him so he can authorize in our Kafka, and then integrate its topic with the service of notification provider. And in the end users to test it need to open our web view where they can imitate the process of user registering the notification. So basically user will need to enter their token, device token, and specify the filter of the notification, like which account they want to monitor, and maybe other conditions of the filter. And then just create notification, and in the end, the provider should basically send the notification to the device they specified. So basically that's it. And there are some like more clarifications about the Kafka topic. I will not tell you about. I cannot tell you about it now, but it's in the document. Like, if you are interested, you can check like what's the key of the Kafka topic and stuff like that.
Okay, so it looks like we have some description of the queue provider which we could use for notification service.
Yeah,
Looks-
and a test stand to test it like in the end if it really works.
Mhm. Cool, cool. So nobody stops us from creating notification service description. Let's start from email notification service description contest.
Okay, why not?
Does anybody have a desire to create this contest description? Anybody? Okay, I could start it, share in a chat, and then you will join me to put your ideas or to add your ideas in this document and forum. Is it fine?
Mhm.
Okay. Okay, it looks like we discuss. I don't know how we could make the next contest about queue provider. But also let's think about this for a week. And
Why not HTTP and push?
do you want to start push notification service as well?
After email for
After email
instance.
CC. Yes. I mean,
you
yeah,
mean like in parallel with email?
I mean in parallel with email, or maybe yeah, we have some more or less clear understanding about notification services that we will have in contest. But the first stage of architecture, queue providers, as I understand, we should also have several of them, and maybe it's a good idea to have a contest for queue providers as well. So now we have a queue providers from Ton Labs. It will be good to have another one. I don't know, for example, from Broxus, from, I don't know, AirSquad or whoever, any other companies, and who will deliver more stable service that will deliver queue for notification service. So we have some concurrency, some competence between them. Do you have any ideas which criteria we could assess? Which criteria we could use in a queue provider contest? How we could check which one is better?
Latency, obviously. I think it's the most important one.
Reliability, basically, I think is the most important one.
For me, it's latency.
Because usually these queues will be used like for Internet of Things.
Yeah, eventually, yeah, but right now.
So like when you pay for something and it doesn't work, it's not good.
Reliability, the thing is, the consumer is, I think, to be external, and reliability of blockchain services has to be measured on chain. So that's not easy. Yeah.
And
And security as well. So what we
Oh,
discussed,
security.
like in the so the like not to be able to match credentials of the device with wallet of the user.
No, this yeah, this should be requirements for all these providers and services. Yeah. I have a question about TON Labs. If because TON Labs have this provider already, are you going to take part in this contest as well, or?
Of course.
So you will present your current queue provider?
You know, of course, if you create this contest, why shouldn't we participate?
Yeah, I don't mind just asking, because you have some kind of advantage as you declare API. So everybody should follow, as I think, your API to connect with notification services. So do I understand correctly that because we will have several notification services, several queue providers, all of them should have the same API to interconnect, and it's like the document you sent me, it's kind of some common API declaration. Do you understand it correctly?
Yeah, I understand. I'm thinking, I don't know. Maybe someone will offer a better one, a better API. I don't know. Maybe we shouldn't.
Should we ask this in a contest? Maybe they could invent some more API during contest.
Maybe we should like specify that the one who wins, the queue provider that wins, all other queue providers like will need to support this API like after the contest or something like that.
It's also if we will have several notification services that will use your API, it means it will be like a standard. And if any other,
we will change it, and providers will need to apply the changes as well. So I don't know. Maybe Mitya has something to say. I don't
Guys,
know.
I lost. What are you discussing? Like, I don't understand. Why? What do we want to decide now, and how that's relevant? I think everyone falling asleep already.
look, we are discussing.
Alex, what is the point? What do you want to really like to discuss?
I want to understand. I have right now. I have a document from Ekaterina which describes API for between queue provider and notification service.
So we have created the API. If someone wants to create another API, please do so. What's the problem?
The problem is if we will. Right now we have only one queue provider from TON.
Yeah, because no one else did anything else.
Yeah, Alex. I'm not accusing you.
So what do you want to do? What do you want to
Alex
ask us?
Is worried about
do you want us to create
migration?
two APIs?
I want to say that to have API between anything, we should have two anything. We should have
so what do you
queue
want from
providers
us?
and notification providers. I just want your ideas.
I said the idea in the very beginning. Run a contest if you want more of things. Okay, if you want more of the same solution, just run a contest.
Alex is worried
what is here to discuss?
Like
let me finish.
Okay.
Let me finish. To have API, we need two things to connect, right? Because API it's a description of the interconnection. So to have a different API, we should.
No, API is not a description of interconnection. I'm sorry. The API is a description of the interface.
Yeah, interface between
to something. not between, to
exactly.
something, not
To
between.
something. Okay,
Exactly.
to something. And
Yeah.
if we, for somebody to propose any other API, he should create a queue provider and notification service at the same time. I mean, we should, and it should be one contest for both of them.
For both of what?
I mean, we should create a contest and require from participants to provide us as queue provider with API as well as notification.
Maybe they will want
service.
to provide you with the REST API.
No.
Why not? Why not? If someone wants to provide an interface, he can do whatever he wants, right?
Notification providers will just need to migrate to this new queue API.
That's why I said, do you want to create this kind of contest? Do you need to create this kind of contest? No, I don't know. But if you do, then it's open contest. Everyone can propose anything.
Mm-hmm.
And if you specify the API to be exact specification of the API we have already provided, then why are we doing this? There is no benefit to create two separate implementation of everything. Like not always, because like you don't have a two separate implementation of Linux core. You don't need it because one is enough and you can support it and everyone can contribute into it. That open source does not work in a way of having many of the same thing. Open source is having enough is having one free software license, something that everyone can contribute to. Sometimes it's beneficial to have two implementations of the same thing for security reasons, but not always. And here is a great example of why that you don't need to. Like, it's an open thing. Everyone can deploy it. Everyone can go. Everyone can change the code. Why do we need 5 of these?
Okay, your queue provider, is it open sourced?
No.
Yeah. Why not?
No, it's
Why
not.
not?
Please
Why not?
give me a link
It's not
to GitHub.
because it's
Wait.
it wasn't.
That server is open source, right? So how
Queue
is the queue
provider.
server?
I'm asking about queue provider.
Queue provider of what? Like queue?
Of
queue
this
service?
notification queue, of these notifications.
No, of course, like if we decide that notification service is, part of that server, then it will be open source. No questions, of course. It cannot be closed source.
But right now, is it open source?
No,
right
it's now.
now it's not even in production, Alex.
Yeah.
But we are going to create
when you will have
using
it, when you will have it, we will have an open source.
And if it is in production, can we have a contest?
It is not in production, I said.
Yeah, it is not in production, but
we can run contest on it, so it's okay.
Can we?
Why not?
If it is not
it's
in
up to you. It's up to you guys. If you want to run a contest, run it.
We are not like giving you like 100% guarantee that it works like perfect and available all the time and stuff like that, but we can already run contest on it.
It means that I understand it sounds, for me, it sounds like a good idea to make a contest and like offer participants to provide, to use their own queue notification provider with the same time as the email notification service, for example.
So do we need to continue discussing this right now?
Okay. Do you have something more important?
No, I mean, if someone wants to propose a contest, then why do we need to discuss, like, propose a contest?
We are discussing what kind of contest to propose.
Yeah, I just feel it's like, first of all, it's only you that discuss it. There's no one else who discuss it. There are 15 people on the call. Anyone else has any opinion? Do we need to discuss it, or we can go into the chat and continue discussing that there?
Okay, guys, actually the whole point of contest proposal is that there is a person who created draft and present. So if you don't have that person, then probably
Yeah, exactly.
we just
There's
need
nothing to
to-
discuss.
Maybe we have it, I
So-
don't know. Alexander should be here today.
Do we have a draft? Very simple. I mean, do we have a draft?
Yes, these guys have a draft, but I'm not sure if they're here now. But they promised
Okay.
to come.
If there is a draft and is it on the forum? If it is on the forum, so then you can discuss on the forum. Okay, yeah, please ask those guys to put it on the forum if it's not, and then we can share your thoughts in that thread.
Mm.
Okay, we finished with our agenda. Anything else to discuss? Guys, girls? Questions? Recommendations? Proposals? So let's make our countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Thanks to everybody for coming. See you in a week. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.